Welcome to the Royal Road School of Carmelite Prayer. We are currently studying an article, Learning to Pray, written by a prominent Teresian scholar, Father Tomas Alvarez, now deceased. Today he's telling us that the emphasis of Teresa's way of prayer is on the two people involved. The person praying becomes aware that he is entering into God's realm and engaging him in conversation. The attitude of the person is different. He is in a posture which creates the space to pray and makes it possible to speak to God. Teresa called this combination of awareness and spiritual posture recollection. A brief analysis of the central chapters in the Way of Perfection, chapters 26 through 29, will help us to better grasp the meaning that this word recollection had for Teresa. So the first two chapters, 26 and 27, deal with the most important aspect, introducing Christ into our prayer. The second two, 27 and 28 and 29, cover the other aspect, entering within ourselves to pray. These two elements make up Teresa's concept of recollection. Each concentrates on one of the two people, sharing the friendship, and each has its specific function. The first simplifies things as much as possible. The second serves to interiorize and spiritualize the act of prayer. So Teresa says, since you are alone in prayer, daughters, strive to find a companion. Well, what better companion than the Master who taught you this prayer? She goes on to say, represent the Lord himself as close to you, and behold how lovingly and how humbly he is teaching you. Believe me, you should remain with so good a friend as long as you can. The encounter with the person is paramount. Thus, the effort to simplify the act of faith by which the presence of Christ is made real. All Teresa's guidance is to avoid the tangle of meditation, the distraction of too much thinking. The vocabulary she chooses is very effective. Christ is really present. One has only to look or see him looking at us and to accept that he speaks as a teacher. The advice to look at him is the center of Teresa's whole exposition, her intention being to grasp his entire presence in this intuitive act. She says, turn your eyes and look at him. Look at him on his way to Gethsemane. Look at him bound, or look at him burdened, and he must look at you. So in the book of her life, she impressed on beginners that it is good to reflect a while and think about the pains Christ suffered. But one should not always weary oneself. Just remain in his presence with the intellect quiet. Occupy oneself in looking at Christ, looking at you. One should speak to him, ask him for things, humble himself, and delight in the Lord's presence, remembering that you are unworthy to be there. Whenever one can do this, one will derive great benefit. Teresa's concluding remarks in the Way of Perfection are the same. Draw near to this good Master with strong determination to learn what he teaches you, and His Majesty will see to it that you turn out to be good disciples. He will not abandon you if you do not abandon him. Entering into oneself is the second aspect of recollection. Recollecting oneself requires a twofold effort: letting go of the external, the sensory world, and engaging in interior acts. It is called recollection because the soul collects its powers and retires within itself with God. Amen. So this article is talking to us about what Teresa meant by the word recollection. And Father stressed the importance of focusing on the chapters 26 through 29 in the Way of Perfection. And he said that there are two main aspects: introducing Christ into our prayer and entering within ourselves to pray. So the next time we will return to this idea of entering within oneself, which is the second aspect of recollection. Amen. And may you be blessed, and thank you for following along. Amen.